benefited from having her as a student. And the world has as well in her work towards equality for deaf students and improving the lives and strategies of teachers for those deaf students. Her, along with Carol Hadju, working at the Miller Career Transition Center, accomplished quite a bit. I have to say, I don't know Carol. I'm a little bit older. I recognize her face, but I don't remember her, so I'm excused because of my white hair. But when I found out what her previous last name was, I thought, oh, I remember her. She has a married name, and that teased me. She teased me with that new name. I do know Carol. And it just reminds you, be kind to your teachers because they may come back with a different name, as well as students. Carol Hadju teaches at the Miller Career and Transition Center and worked with Roxanne. I hope you enjoy listening to the words of Carol. Welcome.
So I first met Roxanne in 1988, or thereabouts, in the credential class that Ellen had mentioned. And that was quite some time ago. And then fast forward, about 20 years later, we were reunited when we were in the EQT-DHH grant training here at CSUN. And again, that was spearheaded by Ellen, Rachel, as well as Sharon. So the workshops that we took ran for a 2-year period. And at the end of that training, I believe it was our last gathering, Roxanne was asking us if we knew anyone who was a good illustrator. If there was somebody out there that we could connect her to who could draw illustrations for her project. Now, I had one student who was deaf at the Miller Transition Center who was a really good artist. That student's name was Marie Pedregal, who was also a former Marlton School student. So that then started my collaborative work with Roxanne. Several months later, we were working together, and my student went ahead and read the stories that Roxanne had created and made illustrations to go along with them. Altogether, Roxanne offered 43 short stories for this project. Now, the purpose of the stories were to teach students about multiple meanings for different words. Like, for example, the English word run could mean to actually physically run, or to facilitate, or to operate, for example. So after Roxanne had offered these 43 different stories, she also created worksheets and sentence starters for students. This past summer, she and I were sitting down, working together, trying to figure out how to share these materials with other teachers who work with children who are deaf and hard of hearing. We knew that her work needed to be disseminated. My recommendation was to generate a website that the materials could be posted on. So we decided to use WordPress to go ahead and create our own website. During that last summer, Roxanne uploaded each and every one of her stories, as well as the worksheets and the corresponding sentences. The name of the website is really cute. And it was a suggestion from Sharon Klein, who is a CSUN linguistics professor. The name of the website is Little Stories, Little Words. many peas. We all instantly loved that title and found it to be a really cute and apt one. So then fall came around. Roxanne went back to her teaching schedule at Marlton and asked a few other teachers there if they would try out these different short stories with their students and report back to her the success. If this helped students access to English print and helped their understanding of multiple meaning English words. And then unfortunately, Roxanne passed. Kathy asked me to continue on Roxanne's vision and help carry out her work. When working with Roxanne this past year on her project and the website, I enjoyed it immensely. We would meet at different restaurants to do our work, and we'd stay there for hours, sometimes 4 or 5 hours. The time went by so fast during those meetings. Time flies when you're having fun, and I would say it was a joy working with Roxanne. Like everyone has said before me today, she was an individual who was full of happiness and joy. Never somebody who was cranky or frowning. She was always full of laughter. She would share her ideas about teaching and learning. So I am most definitely grateful and thankful that I had the opportunity to work with Roxanne. Myself and 2 other teachers from Marlton School will continue Roxanne's vision and work on that website and disseminating her work. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, Carol, so much for sharing